If we run into another drought year this next year, got any addresses that locally?
Well, the one thing that we do have in place right now is a fund which is always in the past has always been enhanced or filled in again. And we have an emergency fund here that we can go to. The legislature then fills it back in, and part of our budget is to fill back in the expenditures that we've had because of the wildfires in the West River area and the Black Hills. And so that will be under our budget. We will fill that back in and brought back whole again as one of the special appropriations, and that will be in the discussion that we'll have tomorrow. So it'll be back to even again for next year. You know, I just in looking at South Dakota and what we've had so far, you know, last year at this time we had snow in East River covering most of the landscape. We had ice as well. We don't have that now. We don't have the snow either. So we're already starting off this winter with less precip than what we had last year. The long-term forecasts are not optimistic. We have to assume that we will have, you know, a similar type of climate and you know, weather next year during the growing season as what we had last year, which is not something to be you know, optimistic about at this point. But we have to be prepared for it. So, you know, the drought task force will remain. We'll do our best to make sure that we've got the resources, and we'll listen to recommendations and suggestions from our local legislators about what we could do different that would perhaps be more helpful to the local units of government that have been struggling with the system as we have. One thing that I found to be very successful this last time was the split where we did emergency assistance for local volunteer fire departments, where if they were working on things, we're at 75-25, I believe, on, or did we went 90-10 on something? I think we went 90-10 on most of the volunteer fire departments running after July 20th last year. So they're going to have to take it out of their own pockets to fuel their units and to make repairs on their units and so forth. If this continues on, we may have to do that earlier in the year, this year coming up.